Hey guys, thanks for hanging out. My name is BynX, and this is BynX Plays Spelunky. So this is going to be the first episode. I've went through and made a few just to test my mic and everything, but I think everything's pretty set. So if this is episode 1 on my channel, the first thing that I ever post, just thanks for finding me, however you did. I might have bugged you about it, but maybe you just found me randomly. But yeah, I'm going to be starting to make videos, playing video games, having a bit of a stream of consciousness. I'm not great at video games, but I really enjoy them, and I always have. And I really think this is going to be a cool outlet for me to just kind of share my experience, get better at something, over time, and kind of even get to watch my own progress. And honestly, just have fun playing games and add another level to it. So once again, thanks for watching. So this is the first episode, so I'm gonna, as I start, just talk about a lot of things. And I'll play just the default Spelunky guy, because he's a good one to kind of get our whistle wet with. So what Spelunky is, it came out a while ago, and I kind of started playing it a little bit in anticipation for the sequel that should be coming out soon. But the walls are shifting. Spelunky is a roguelite, so essentially it's a procedurally generated game where you go through multiple floors. It's different every single time you play, which is something that's pretty unique to roguelites, I would say. So every time you play a new level, they just kind of auto-generate what terrain's around for you. They kind of give you a path to exit. They hide things like treasure and different things that you can find, different enemies, different traps. The goal is really just to make it all the way through. So in this game, there's 16 levels, and then a final boss. So I just took damage there. Taking damage is just kind of part of Spelunky. It's something that I try and get better at every single time. So I've been playing this game for a little bit on Steam. Probably about 8 hours or so I've played doing my testing and just playing it initially when I first kind of got interested in it. And what's really cool just about the game is that you die a lot, but you start to piece together what you're doing wrong and how to get better, which is something that I really appreciate just about like any game. That feeling of getting better, I think, is super awesome and something that's pretty unique to video games. But yeah, you die a lot. So I probably died like 150 times. At the end of this, whatever I die the first time, we'll kind of see the counter of where we're at. But you just die a lot. So the goal is to get through 16 levels and face the end boss, like I said. And there's 4 different worlds. So we're in the mines to start. The mines have pretty basic enemies: spiders, snakes, stuff like that. Nothing that's really gonna chase you too much. There's little bats that are kind of like Zubats from Pokemon that are just always around and really annoying. And they chase you a little bit, but other than that, everything kind of keeps a standard course. So here's one of the mechanics of the game. These are shops. This is a shopkeeper guy, pretty cool dude. Sells things that I can spend my gold on. So I have enough for paste and a few extra bombs, so I think I'll do that. Paste is going to give me sticky bombs, which is going to be good for sticking enemies, different things like that. And then just bombs are great resources for either blowing through stuff or fighting enemies. They do a lot of damage. So you'll see at the top left, you start with 4 hearts. Health is not easy to get in this game. You see a lot of other games where you just pick up a little heart in the ground and then it gives you more health. This game is not like that. There's a couple of weird ways to get health, but the main way to get health is by rescuing the damsel in distress. So mine's a dog. So you can set it as a doggo, and really, if you don't set it as a doggo, I don't understand what you're doing playing the game. So the first run in the books. We're just gonna kind of keep going through. See, 153 total kills. So what happened there? I had 4 health. How did I die? Those spikes, you hit them, they're merciless. They're not gonna let you they're not gonna let you keep going once that happens. So we're just gonna press on here. And we'll just do a quick restart. So those spikes are always something to be worried for. You can have 9 health, 1 health. doesn't matter. Land on top of them and you're toast. And there's a lot of them, so you'll kind of see why this game can be quick with losing stuff. So I was explaining hearts a little bit. So there's the damsel, right? There's that dog. You saw me pick it up in the first world. What the dog does is when you get to the end, it'll give you an extra HP. So that's kind of a pretty big goal on all these levels, because obviously you're gonna get hit most of the time unless you're really good at the game. So if you're not getting any additional hearts, it's really hard to make it all the way to the end. You can kind of hear too. Yeah, you hear him whimpering. It's a good dog. I save the dog a lot, and I'll put myself in weird situations to save him. I mean, he's just cool. It looks like the arrow already went off, but I'm just gonna double check. And it's, yeah, I mean, you just saw it there, right? Like, it's not even like you just get the dog and then the dog gives you health. You have to escort this thing all the way to the end without it dying, because if it falls on the spikes, you can't just save it. It'll die, and you just can't save a dead dog. That'd be weird. So you have to escort it all the way to the end and bring it to the thing, which you can see here. I just want to make sure that there's no traps. Okay, so there can be arrow traps that are just hanging out right there to ruin your day. So he's in there, so now at the end of the level I'll get an extra HP, which is good. Haven't taken any damage here. I'm up to 12,000 gold, which is quite good. No shop on this floor, but I'll just try and get the rest of the money, and then we'll kind of move on here. So that's kind of how health works. Like I said, there's some other ways that you can get it. Not everything does 1, like those arrow traps I was talking about earlier. They'll do 2 damage to you, so they'll just rip half your health out. So here's a spider. That was bad damage. So these spiders, they're usually pretty easy to kill, actually, because you can just throw a bomb into that web, and then the bomb ends up killing you. And this is good. This is what I wanted most. Oh, I've got everything that I wanted from there. That's awesome. So they drop some jewels, which are nice. They give you some extra monies. I need this coal. So I need to make sure I don't break this. So I need that to set up an arrow trap. And that one's just not even worth it. I can't get to that gold there either. So like I said, these arrow traps, they do 2 damage. So you just want to get those out of the way. So I took damage to that snake. You can do damage to enemies by either whipping them. You can throw items at them. Like I have this arrow now, so if there's an enemy, I can just throw it and it'll go straight through it. So a lot of things you can... see, just get out of here. A lot of things you can pick up and throw in the game. It's a pretty fundamental mechanic. And then you just kind of want to keep your shoes ahead of you. So this is good. This is good. So these spike shoes, these are going to make my jumps way stronger. Also, if I get later in the game, there's ice, and then those help with ice. So I'm just going to buy just about everything I can here. So the cape is fantastic. It helps in so many ways. I shouldn't have picked this dog up until I... Okay, so if your dog I think your dog can take 1 arrow hit and still be okay, and just kind of keep trucking like the stud that he is. I wonder. I'm just gonna start calling the dog Saul. It might piss my dog off, who makes some appearances, but Saul's my doggo, so I feel like I should call him Saul. And we're just gonna bring this arrow. Anytime you can end a level holding something in your hand, it'll help you when there's just an early arrow trap and you just need to throw something in the way and not let it get hit. So Saul comes, gives me a kiss, and I have my HP back. Ooh. Now, first of all, I just think this game, one thing that like the gameplay is great, it's a lot of fun. The music is unbelievable. And sometimes you get these... I need someone to check the tape there. Can someone go back and check the tape and tell me if I actually got hit there? Because I'm almost certain I didn't. Oh, the music though. So you'll get alternate music. And like the regular music is pretty cool. It's also like, it's somewhat dynamic. Like it'll start to slow down as the level gets to the end. It's like signify that there's 3 arrow traps in a row down there. What is the point of that? Why? Why do you not like me? Okay. Okay. Oh! Oh, please get hit by the arrow. Oh, thank you. Okay, I lost a little damage just as long as that spider doesn't fall on me. Okay, there's a lot of things coming to get me right now. But that's not too scary. I can just use my whip. I should have got both of them. So that sucked. Obviously, I could have done better there to not take any damage, but I mean it's also very hard to not take damage in this game. One thing I also wish I had in this game is like the ability to look sideways, because I want my dog, you know. I should use the rope, because I could have used the rope to get up there as opposed to it's very like Undertale sound. I don't know if anyone who's watching has played Undertale, but this like alt music, it's very rare. I almost never see it. There's other alt music that'll jam too if we ever get later in the game. But this one I like never hear it. But it's very Undertale-y. It's very chiptune-y. They kind of have a little chiptune elements with what they do mostly, but this one's really chiptune-y. So moving on here, we're through 3 floors, and we're at 3 health, which is not great. I took some bad damage, and I don't know. I like I said, hopefully someone checks the tapes and tells me whether or not I should have hit him there, because I'm almost certain that my whip was in the way. But maybe I just need to learn the whip better if that's the case. Because if I'm like sure that something wrong happened, then I just don't know the game right. I've always thought of that as a better way to... So I'm going to do a pro move here. I'm going to wait for him to come all the way down. So there'll be one time he'll go all the way down, I'm so sure. Yeah. And then do that, see? I could have used a rope to get that, but obviously that's a resource. Instead, I use my enemy as a resource. I do not like these scorpions. I've never been a fan of them. So I generally try and like avoid them. Oh yeah, so I gotta be smarter about the spike shoes. I mean, it's a good item. Looks like that arrow trap is gone, but these ones. So I think that battle will stay there forever. I'm pretty sure it will. It's good moves on the arrow traps. Ooh, we're gonna get our doggo. So one thing I would think about doing here is just eating this arrow, right? So I don't know if it would stop or go straight through that small enemy and hit my dog. So let's just find out. And Saul, I'm really sorry if this hit you, but I have to do this for science because I need to learn this game. Okay, well I didn't do the full yeet with it, so I think it just lobbed it. So you're lucky today, Saul. I didn't have to use you to test my crazy theories. Just watch out for these spikes. Like, I've had so many good runs in, just being really careless with the spikes. I felt like that first run we actually had this video was going pretty well. I got to the temple? I don't know. I'm going to the temple now though. 2 runs in a row getting to the temple, or the not the temple, the jungle. Sorry. I think that's important, and that's what I've like kind of been saying to myself a little bit as I'm trying to get better and just trying to learn the game more. Okay, so a couple things that I'll just kind of explain. And so now that we're at the jungle, obviously enemies are different. So you see there's frogs. And these guys, so like these guys, like you see how they're kind of like biting up. It's to kind of warn you, like if you jump on their head, they insta kill you. They're not that scary otherwise. They don't do too much. There's just a lot of froggos over here. Look at that, triple kill. Water's an interesting dynamic. I don't really know how it affects you. You can kind of float on it pretty easily. Sometimes there's piranhas in the water, which is pretty annoying. Okay. I really just want to... How? Someone check the tapes. Someone check the tapes for that, because I don't understand how I could have whipped that guy anymore. I went up like in small little increments and whipped him closer. like 3 times. I really wish I had the compass. The compass just makes these levels a lot easier. A lot of times there's just like extra fluff that you have to do in these levels. I feel like if you just keep going around and you'll just run into frogs and explosive frogs, tiki guys. The tiki spikes are probably like the scariest thing in the game. They just shred you apart. Doesn't look like there's anything special about this one. Okay, so let's. I talked about health, and that's a way to get health. There's, like I said, there's other weird situations where you can get health, but I'll talk about those if I ever get to them while filming this game. So bombs are another really important resource. You'll see I have like a white jar in my items, which are under the bombs and the ropes. That's a list of items I've gotten. So I got the cape, I got my spiky shoes, and then I got the pace. So the pace you can get from killing. That's so scary. That could have gotten very close to killing me. I'm pretty rich, so I don't know that it's super necessary for me to try and get the idol. This is why I really want the compass, because it's like, where do I go? Like, what I'm not a big fan of going any of these directions. So that gives you a clone. It's like a caveman version of yourself. Apparently they're really bad. I just read somewhere that they're like really bad, and then I just never like chose to play them. I think honestly here I really don't like the. I have enough resources that I'm okay with just kind of pushing the needle forward and just trying to kind of get through. Because if I can find a shop that's pretty. Okay, so that was bad. That was not good. So the spike shoes are cool. They help me kill that guy after 1 hit. So this frog, he's a bad dude. He's just gonna keep, if I don't kill him, he's just gonna keep making those blue frogs who are really annoying. So, I mean, usually when I have the this is kind of my MO for how I get places. See, did you see him just eat that dude? Did you hear that crunch? That was that man-eater down there just eating a buddy. I'm just gonna move along here. I don't think it's worth it to try and just keep fussing around and dig through that level. Like, anytime I get a shop, I can get anything that I need. If I find any crates, I need... See, that was the... You'll see, like, random explosions. It's one of the scariest things in the game, because you just have no idea what's happening. You'll get a ton of them. I think we're going to get to ice caves. This seems like a solid run. So I think we'll get to ice caves, and you'll see just the random explosions. So, I mean, here I made it to the end very easily. Oh. But, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I think I just push on here. I don't think there's much of a reason to fret. I need to bring this guy a shotgun. So this guy starts to make shortcuts through the game. So I'm going to the 3rd level now, halfway through the game, guys. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. I made it to the ice caves probably about. So this is kind of what I was talking about. Like, the ice caves just get super chaotic. Oh, and shit just stuff just starts exploding everywhere. I gotta work on not swearing. I think I'll get better at it, especially if I'm not swearing at the beginning of the videos. I'll try and get better with that. But I'm just gonna say it's all. I'm just gonna be very good with what I do. Oh man, dude, those flying saucer dudes just mess with you. So I can't see the bottom, which is bad because I feel I have no way to get back up except for using ropes, and I just feel like I'm at the bottom. So I'm gonna try and use a rope to get back over here. Try and get around this way. So these Yetis are pretty chill, honestly. Like, they don't really attack too much. Oh, that looks like our exit. Okay. So I'm gonna blow it up first. And go and get this. That's a lot of gold. So I might as well just take it. Okay, so first level of ice cave's done. Being pretty smart about it, like floating in the right spots. I didn't go too far down, so I didn't have to invest a lot. So I kind of stopped talking a little bit just because it starts to get pretty crazy down here, and I'm just not as good at this game. And I've only been to this level just a few times. So the other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit was bombs, because I think bombs are a very important part of this game. So there's a few ways to get bombs. There's obviously those. Okay, we got a doggo here. That's huge. And that's the exit. Oh baby. Okay, so now we're looking like we're gonna be at. We really need more bombs though. So how can you get bombs? I was just. Oh, that's so dangerous. How can you get bombs? So there's crates that you'll find that have bombs. I'm gonna climb a little bit higher just so I don't. Because if I like miss. There's crates that you find bombs, so that's why anytime you see crates, you jump all over them. You'll get shops that have bombs, and you can get like 12 bombs at a time. So that's really good. That's really something that I want to see. I think that there's way less shops after jungle, or maybe it's just because I spend less time searching for them in these levels, just because I'm always so cautious. Seems like a good area to be, right? So I'm really just looking for crates, and shops are really the most important thing for me right now. I shouldn't have wasted those. This could be important. That seems like a pretty relatively high place to go. I think that just leads to... Okay, so it looks like we're going to make it to temple, but I do... Okay, well, I mean, I definitely want that. Oh! I really need more bombs here. So, okay, I'm gonna preempt you guys for what's about to happen, because the temple, this is the third time I've made it to the temple, and we can breathe here. Oh, I'm not even at the temple yet. I have one more round. So that's good. I still have another round to try and get crates. So this is a secret level, so you can see there's like a spaceship here. This leads you to the mothership. I've heard it's really hard. I don't think I've ever really either seen anyone else play it or seen what's in there. So I'm sure eventually if I have like a jetpack, because I think I've heard that like not having a jetpack is like suicide in that level. Right now I just gotta worry about these UFOs, because they'll blow up bricks and stuff, which is bad to begin with. So it looks like there's a sacrificing place over here, which is good. Man, dude, like the only thing I need right now is bombs. Like everything else is so secondary. There's a crate up here. I don't think I've seen a crate in the entire level, which sucks. I mean, there's just nothing you can do. So I think we're good. So going into the temple, so a couple things happen in the temple. The first thing is that there's this guy Anubis. Anubis is mean man. He cheats, he goes against the laws of physics, and he's not cool. He has this scepter that'll shoot these little bubbles at me, and he just flies around. I have to stick him 2 times with bombs. If I don't, he'll just trap me somewhere. So I have 5 bombs. I really don't want to use all 5, but I'll do whatever I need to get a stick on, or to get 2 sticks on them. Okay, so that's Anubis. There's also these little blocks that are going to whip across the room at me. They're like the arrow traps, so they insta-kill you if you get caught with them, because you're just smashing on things. That's a big thing to look out for. Other than that, I mean, there's just some really tough enemies. Like these mummies are real mean. So I just want him to kite him out and then just jump on his head. So he's not too bad if I can do that. But that guy's a tank. I really want my dog. How bad do I want my dog, though? I don't know if I want my dog that bad. I really want crates. I can't waste a bomb for a dog, that's right, actually. Oh, here he is. Okay, so here's Anubis. Okay, so here's the guy I was telling you about. Oh, God! They one-shot you. That's the annoying thing about those. I panicked. I was really hoping I could have an angle where I could start to throw bombs at him, because that's really important to stick him. but I just panicked and lost. So that's the temple. Really good first video if I'm making it to the temple, because like I said, that's the third time ever I've done it. But if you made it all the way through this video, I want to say I really appreciate you being on the very first video of this journey of mine. Make sure to like the video. It really helps me as someone who's just starting as a content creator. And I'm going to try and post a video every single day. So if you like what you see, come by. I'll have different video games. So we're going to start with just a few runs of Spelunky, but it's just going to be the same thing moving forward. But I really appreciate you guys who are watching. And yeah, I'm BynX. Thanks for hanging out.